Hi, I'm Kay, and I wanted to share my experience of what it's been like applying to become an international student in Canada. Now, step one, I would recommend that you do your research, and doing research will help you to decide if you really want to become an international student or if you would like to try other options of going to Canada. Is it that you really want to study, or is it that you qualify for express entry without studying? Is it that you're eligible for some type of provincial nomination? So do your research just to find out what's the best option for you.
So before doing anything else, I recommend that you go to canada.ca and then you're able to go to the website to get the information that you need. So if you're interested in immigration and citizenship, you can choose this option and it shows you the different ways in which you can actually go to Canada. So if you want to just visit, you can go here. If you're applying for a work permit, you would click there. If you want to study, you would go there. And this shows you the various ways in which you can actually immigrate. So this is the option for express entry. And then there's provincial nominees. We have AIPP, we have northern and rural immigration pilot. So there are many different ways. So I'd recommend that you use this website as your research tool first and foremost.
Step two, I would recommend that you decide what you want to study. Now, what you want to study should be based on what you're interested in, but also you need to think about how what you're applying for relates to what you have already done. Now, what do I mean by this? If you are applying for a program, you should be able to convince the visa officer how this program benefits you. And one way of doing that is to show them that you have done something related to this before, whether it be you studied something similar previously or you had some past work experience that is linked to this program that you're applying for. So when I was starting out this process, I was super excited about everything, and I wanted to apply for nursing, and I wanted to apply for accounting, and I wanted to do so many different things. And it was after doing my research that I realized, oh, I would actually have to convince the visa officer of why it is that I'm choosing this program, how it will benefit me, and how it is relating to my past experience. So decide what you want to study, but just bear in mind that you will have to convince the visa officer that what you are studying is valid and it is beneficial to you. Alright, step three, I would recommend that you start getting your documents together. And one of the first thing I would suggest you get is your transcript. Now, for some persons, and by that I mean me, it took me such a long time to get my transcript. Because it's just, I don't know if it's my country or if it's just my college, but it took me a long while to get the transcript from them. So apply for your transcript as early as possible. So even if there is some type of delay, it will not delay your entire application process. So get the transcript as soon as possible. Another document that is important is a police certificate. Now, the police certificate, I know it's not mandatory for every country, for students who are going to Canada to get a police certificate, but on my island it is mandatory. I must show the visa officer that I am an upstanding, law-abiding individual, and The way to do that here is to get a police certificate. Now, on the CIC website, they have visa specifications for individual countries. So you can actually go to the Canada website and find out if your country requires you to get a police certificate. All right.
So this is where I went to find out the specific requirements for my study permit. I clicked on getting a study permit, then I check for the documents that I need. Now, when I click on that, the different documents come up, but something else that is very important is other documents. So when you are applying, ensure that you click on other documents so that you can see what your region or your country's visa office instructions are. So this is where I actually went and I found out that in my country, you just scroll down to where your country is. In my country, I need to submit a police certificate. So just ensure that you check what the visa requirements are in your particular country.
For some countries, I know you are required to submit your IELTS examination score as well. For my island, we do not need to submit an IELTS exam. Reason being, we were taught in English. We are an English speaking country, so we don't need to do any English proficiency exam in order to apply for a school in Canada. So I actually did not do the IELTS academic exam. But if you live in a country where English is not the first language, you would be required. Again, just check the requirements. In this case, you would check the requirements on the school's website as well. So if you're applying to a specific school, you would need to go on their website and see what their requirements are. For me, there was an option which basically I told them, I was taught in English all my life, so I'm able to study in Canada without doing this IELTS exam. So I was exempted basically from doing the IELTS exam. But if your country requires it, just go ahead and do that as soon as possible. Now, the last thing I would recommend that you get is your bank statement. Now, your bank statement you should apply for that maybe within a month before applying for your study permit. So you would not apply for that first, you would apply for that last, closer to the time when you're ready to apply for the study permit. Reason being, you want it to be as current as possible, and it should show, the amount of money that you have in your bank account, or if you have more than one bank account, you show all the money that you can. If you would like me to make a video about proof of funds, I can do that as well. Just let me know in the comment section below. Alright, so you have all your documents and you are now ready to apply to a college. When you're applying to the college, ensure that it is a DLI. What that means is it is a designated learning institution. So the designated learning institution means that you are able to apply. Good morning. It means that you're able to apply for a postgraduate work permit when you have completed your studies. So most international students, they want that coveted postgraduate work permit, and therefore when you're applying to a college, you need to ensure that it is on the DLI list. Now, when you're doing your research, you really ought to be doing your research from the Canada the Canada website. That's where all the information is, and even on that website it shows the colleges that are a part of the designated learning institutions, so you can see there before you apply that your college is on the list and that you will be able to apply for a postgraduate work permit when you are finished. Okay, so you have applied for college and you were accepted. Congratulations. That's the first major win for you, that you have been accepted to a college. Now it's time for you to apply for your study permit. Now for your study permit, you can actually have an agent apply for you, immigration consultant or a lawyer apply for you, or you can actually just do it yourself. Initially, I didn't think I was able to do it myself. I thought it would be such a tedious process, it would be such a long process, and it can be, but I think it's very rewarding when you have actually applied for yourself. So if you have the time and you're able to actually sit down and read what is on the Canada website, then I would suggest that you just go ahead and apply for it yourself. So my next video should be the steps in actually applying online for the Canadian study permit. But until then, I hope to see you all when I arrive in Canada.